Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I just had a little thing I was playing around with, nothing to do with Christmas. I think I'm over it. But anyway, so I am using some like baking paper, parchment paper that I used when I did coffee staining for my papers. I set it on top and then I put it in the oven to dry, and so it wrinkles it and stains it a little bit. So I'm using that. And then I am using some manila file folder just because I like the weight and the way it inks. I like the way it looks. So what happened is my daughter brought me home some books from the library. She works in the school library for one of her classes, and so her teacher allowed her to bring me some books that were in disrepair, and unfortunately one of them was you know, about the Declaration of Independence in America and all that, and it had all these cool envelopes in it that had, you know, like pieces of, I don't know, I can't think of the word, like, you know, pieces of the Declaration of Independence and stuff, just reproduction type stuff like these, like letters from that time period that are reproduced and put in those books, and unfortunately somebody stole a whole bunch of them. So most of the pockets didn't have anything in them, and it had gotten water damaged and just was kind of a big hot mess. So I took all these out, these really cool envelopes, and I thought it would be cool to make some of these because, you know, I will probably hoard these for a while because it's one of those things that I'll probably never get again. So I really like them. They're just a really neat color, and they're that kind of vellum paper, and then they're stiffer on the back, which gave me this idea. So it's actually a whole envelope that's vellum. You can kind of see it in there the way it crinkles, and it's just glued to the paper, and you can see the water damage on the paper. But anyway, but it gave me the idea of using this on the manila file folders. And so what I came up with was something like this. So I've been wanting to use some of the Asian writing paper that Allie sent me. Thank you, Allie. In my Happy Mail. And so I'm just trying to think of ideas for that. And so this kind of worked out perfect because I really liked this. This comes out of an old book about Japan that I have, that I've cut pages out of and stuff like that. So I will probably turn this into a junk journal eventually. I just haven't got that far yet. But I was just playing with this. But this is what we're going to talk about today. So I will show you how I did this. It's not that difficult. But you can see that it's the manila folder on the back and then the parchment paper on the front. And I kind of like it all wrinkled. I like the smooth too, so I may end up working on something like that. This is just a page out of that book I just showed you. And then it's backed on some kind of green paper. So just kind of a fun little thing. And I took the Asian writing that Allie gave me and put it here. This is just an image that I had. This is out of the book. This is more of that Asian writing that she gave me. I put a little piece of that sari silk that she also gave me there just for some color. And then this is a piece of graphic 45 paper that sort of has an Asian look. I don't have a whole lot of that kind of stuff. I've always loved it. I used to draw geishas all the time. When I was in high school, I just really loved all those images. They're beautiful. And I don't know if this writing is Chinese or Japanese. I apologize. That is not my area of knowledge at all. So I'm not trying to offend anybody if I'm mixing things or doing things the wrong way. I just, I really like these things together, so I really have no idea, but that's what I'm using. So I have one that I started because I didn't really check size when I did this one. It was just kind of trying it and not really worrying about size. The size doesn't really make any difference, but if you want size, I cut a card at 4.5 by 3, so it's 3 at its height, and then I put it in my envelope punch from Stampin' Up! And just snipped those. And if you put it, some of you may already know, but if you don't, I put it in just like halfway to to this middle part of this thing that does the little notches for the envelope, and if you just put it halfway, it gives you a notch that looks like that. So it's just a 4.5 by 3 piece of manila file folder. I notched the edges, and then I took a piece of the parchment paper, and this piece is 5.5, I wrote it down, 5.5 by 3 1/4 for this 5.5 by 3 inch card. So then I scored it very gently, because if you push too hard when you're scoring, if you have a scoreboard, it'll probably work better, but I just use my cutter. So I just put it on this 1/2 inch mark down here, and I just really try to keep using this very flat, wider edge. Don't use your point, because you'll just tear right through it, and the reason I know that is because I did it. So just be smarter than me and just use that edge to make your fold, okay? And you're going to do 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch on all 3 of these sides. Then you can fold these in. If you want, you can trim out the corners, but it really isn't necessary, because it truly is so thin that it lays really nice and flat, so it's really not like a big deal. It's not like trying to fold some thick paper or something. And then you're just going to glue these edges down onto the file folder, but I'm going to ink it a little bit first, because I did not get that far. I hope everybody's having a great day. There have been some really cool videos lately, you know, from the masters, like Gail and Wendy and Nick the Booksmith, and I don't know, just some those neat, like, pockets, and I don't know, just some neat stuff. So it's been fun to watch. So I like to ink it pretty good in here, and I'll show you in a minute why I want to do that. I'm going to ink this a little bit. It doesn't matter about the back. I'm going to glue it down to whatever I end up eventually using it in, but for now I'm just kind of playing. So I just don't have time to do all that right now. I've got too much other stuff going on. I'm just going to put some glue on here. So this is a pretty fast, easy project too. Glue here. Oh, you know what? Here I am saying, I'll show you what I'm going to do and why. So on these, don't put glue on there yet. On these, you can see there's this big, huge notch instead of just a little notch for a pocket. And I thought that was kind of cool and different. So I don't have a bigger hole punch that would do that. If you do, you can just use that. But I just took a bowl. I have this plastic bowl that I use for glue and glitter and whatever. And I'm just going to lay it on there, try to get it kind of centered as best I can. And I'm just going to draw a quick little line around that with my pencil. And then I'll just snip that out, which would have been a lot smarter before I put glue on it. So again, be smarter than I am. And then we'll just snip this right around here like this. I got overzealous, a little excited. I just like it when I get playing and I come up with something kind of fun. So I just really love those pockets. I don't know if I can use them yet. It'll probably take me a while to decide I can use those. So until then, I guess I'll make my own. But, and plus this way, by showing you guys can use them if you like them. Okay, so now I can glue it down onto the card. And so I wanted this with quite a bit of the ink on there just so that it shows up. And I could move my cutter, but why? So you're just going to try to center it on there as best you can. So that's why I cut it a little bit smaller than the one I did before, than the card, because I wanted it to be below this lip. But if you like it more like this, where it's more even, then, go for it. Like, do it like that. You do it however you like it. Just sharing the idea. This stuff kind of will go any which way, so just got to get it nice and pressed down. So so you don't have just kind of a weird gaping pocket. So see, that's a fun little thing to have. And it crinkles, which I love. I don't know if other people do. I think they do, but sorry about my crazy blue mat. That thing is pretty, woo, I usually turn it over, but I just got started doing this and didn't do that, so apologize. So I've got more of this that I want to use. There's some big images too, and I like this big print on here as well. So I think I'm just going to cut a little piece of this. And I have no idea what it says. I wish I did, but I don't. If anybody does know and wants to tell me. Of course, reading it that fast probably isn't very likely, but... And I'm just going to tear it so that it's got some something. Tear it a little bit up here too. I think I'll leave that other edge straight and just kind of butt it up over there. And then I printed out some images just from Pinterest, but if you, you know, have any, or if you've gotten some from Etsy or wherever, go for it. Oh, and I kind of wanted to get a little ink in here too, in this lip of this. And on the crinkles. I really like the way those ones that I got at the library are nice and dark around the edges. It's so sad that somebody took the documents and stuff out of there. It's a bummer. But it was very, very kind of the teacher to let me have those and use them for ideas and everything. So I think I want to use this little girl because it's a fairly small image. I may fussy cut some of these other ones and do some other stuff with them, but for right now I won't torture you guys with that. But I do like this image. It's cute. I like the little bit of color. I think it said 1910 was when this one was taken. So that's pretty neat. And of course it was colored later, who knows? Could have been very recently, I don't know. Sorry, I got the itchy nose today. Kind of got that like dry winter thing going on already. It's been so stinking cold here that we've had our heater just blasting us. So I know it's probably not cold to some of you, but it's been like 25 every morning, so that's cold to me. Kind of a wimp that way. Cold's not my favorite. And I don't really feel like I need all this gray up here, so I'm just going to kind of go do one of these jobbies. Let me see. Do I want to take more off? Maybe just a little bit off the bottom. And I think I'll rough up the sides a little. I don't need like her whole foot and everything. That's not necessary. I don't have any paper out, or paper. I don't have any water out here, or I usually wet the edges like I've shown you guys. I just like the way it comes out when I do that. But it's fine. I just want to show you guys what I'm doing. You can do yours however you like it. Or if you don't like it aged at all too, you could just put it on there however you want. Alright, there's that. And let's see. I think I want to use a piece of this again because it kind of looks like what she's got on. I'm like, this is another thing I can tell I'm going to hoard because I really don't want to cut it. But I know I need to use it, or you know, it's just silliness. But I'm just going to take a strip. It's so pretty. And I don't see things like this here. I mean, I'm in Idaho, so we don't exactly have a plethora of these type of things here, so. really are. I don't even really see that many people that wear the saris and stuff. They're beautiful though, for sure. And I think I'll cut it right across here, and I'll save this other piece for something else. It cuts like butter. Okay, and I'm just gonna fray these just a bit here too. Sorry, I keep sniffing. Alright. So now I don't want to cover it at all. Maybe do something like this. I can't really see much of the writing that way. Let me see here. It's getting to be that crazy time where I need to get my Christmas stuff done and I'm not doing it. Instead, I'm making pockets with Asian writing on them. Okay. Put a little glue on the back of this. And I'm going to do it askew. So yeah, I hope you guys like this pocket thing. It just is a little bit more stable than using all of the parchment paper, like to make a whole envelope. And then when you glue it on, you know, you're not going to see any of the glue through it or anything like that. So I kind of thought that was fun. Just a different idea. It's always fun to get different ideas. And I'll just put that sari silk there. I like the fraying up out the edge, and I hope this will fray a little bit more, maybe. Put that right there. Such a cute little girl with her dolly. And I'll bring it up closer so you guys can see it in just a second. Bring it down here. And I will eventually make another little card to go inside. Let me see what I've got here. I've got all my stuff from Allie, so this will work. I think this dragonfly, I mean, how perfect is a dragonfly for all that? So, and it tucks all the way down in there, so I may end up making a bigger card for that one. But really what I was showing you, I mean, everybody can make a journaling tag or a tag or whatever to go in there. I just wanted to show you guys those little pockets, just something different. And you could even do one, you know, sideways, because I was thinking these long ones that I got from the library would be really cool, like on the side, and you could tuck, you know, things into it. So just a little idea. So here's this one up close. That little girl's so cute. And then there's this one that I did yesterday. I like the Asian writing on this book page too. So anyway, just a little something to share with you guys. And again, use the idea for whatever. You don't have to do the like the Asian stuff on it. You can do it for Christmas stuff or whatever you feel like doing. So I hope you're all having a great day. If you'd like to see more of my stuff, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like it. That would be great. So I will talk to you later. Bye-bye now.